Alright, so a lot of people dropped a lot of questions for this Q&A, so I'm just gonna go down the list and read them off as I go. Alright, how can a person join Haru? Okay, to keep exploiters and all that crap out of Haru's always been an invite-only house. It's pretty much, you need to get personally invited by someone in Haru. So, yeah, just, you need to get personally invited, and in the future, who knows, we might do, like, an entrance thing. But, yeah, Haru's probably around, like, 40, 30-ish people. So, yeah, we try to keep it a small house and kind of keep it exclusive, but, yeah, who knows, in the future, we might do something else. Can I have mana? Uh, if you see me in the new world, K, you probably already have mana. How did Haru come together? Close group of friends, online or not? Um, so most of Haru is okay. So Haru started out. The first house we made was called Umbra. It was like only lasted for like a day, and it was just a close group of friends that have played other games together, and that just keep in touch in like a Discord where we just chill. And after that we created Crier. We pretty much disbanded Umbra, created Crier. No. We created Heart. We created Heart to kind of filter out people who should not have been in the house. And then the same thing happened. We had to filter people out, so we made Crier. And we stuck with Crier for a while, and then the current lord at the time, I forget, something happened, but like we just had to lose the house, and then we switched it over to Haru. And yeah, it's pretty much just always been a close group of friends, and those people would invite their friends from other games, so kind of expanded because of that. Why did Juke disband Suliman to join Haru? I have no clue why Suliman was disbanded, but he's been close friends with lots of the Haru members for a very long time now. He's been in our Discord just as a friend, very long. And I guess he just didn't want to handle the business with being the Lord of Suliman. I have no clue. You'd have to ask him that personally. What would you do if Roy Haru was wiped? If I ever got wiped and there was no way for Roy to return, I would probably, let's see, huh. I might use my Dizen account instead of Itagaki, because Dizen's pretty good, and then I might go, maybe Faceless Uber, or Dark Sigil Uber. Or maybe Deep Knight if it gets an Uber. Those are my favorite classes in the game. Am I taking Scroom girlfriend applications? Of course, anytime, dude. Just drop the DMs. Itagaki, hashtag 4128. Top 10 best houses. I'm not gonna list houses in a ranking, because that's just gonna cause too much controversy between me and my friends and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm not gonna be doing that. There's a ton of good houses in the game anyways. There are tons that I don't know of that, like, I didn't know who Vanity, I'll say that. Vanity's a pretty good house. I didn't know who they were until I was spectating a war that they did, and they're pretty good. Yeah. But yeah, there's just too many houses in the game that I don't know about, so I can't do a proper list, and obviously it's gonna be biased no matter how hard I try, but yeah. In addition to Rogue getting inspiration from stuff like Zelda or Dark Souls, what else do you think could be added in your opinion, or just from a game that you like? Okay, the game also has a lot of heavy inspiration from Full Metal Alchemist, but if I could, I guess you're trying to ask if I could choose another game or anime or whatever that inspired a Rogue, to inspire ideas for the game. Let's see. Huh. I don't know. That's a tough question, actually. There's so many things out there that you could draw inspiration from. I feel like there's a lot of things you could learn from just maybe like mythology. I don't know. There's a lot of cool stuff in mythology. That'd be cool if there's like inspiration to like gods and stuff like that. That'd be pretty cool. There probably are already. stuff like that in the game, but I just don't realize it. What do I think the best base, super, ultra, and ubers are? Alright, best base. Oh, okay, yeah. So best base class, I mean, it's a base class, but I'd probably have to say the swords. I forget what that's called, the base class, but yeah, sword for the base class. The best super class would probably be Church Knight, yeah, Church Knight. The best ultra, I would say, yeah, Necro still. And then the best Uber is, at the moment, it's definitely Oni. Best house, in my opinion. I'm not answering that, sorry. Best Haru in terms of friendliness, I say Rowan Haru. Rob, okay. There's a lot of friendly Harus. I mean, I feel like everyone tries their best to be nice, but I think Sizot's really nice. There's a lot of people in Haru that are just really nice and go out of their way to help people out. Yeah, there's a lot. How do you get a good start to end game? Ways to farm money, escape, play safe, know when to log, and when to know if you're about to be in a bad situation, and making sure you don't fall for a gank trap, aka fighting one ultra and their whole house comes. You're gonna have to figure out stuff like this on your own, but there's a lot of ways to farm money. You can farm Dragon Pit, Castle Rock if you know it. There's you're gonna have to figure out which spots aren't normally looted depending on where you are. If you want to play safe, if you're playing solo, it's gonna be very hard to play safe. You're gonna have to stay in servers that are either small or you know that you will be safe in. But if you're in a house, your best bet is to fill up a server with your house. Know when to log. All right. You need to use your ears a lot for this. You need to listen to audio cues pretty much. If you hear a bunch of ultras in the server, it's probably not safe, assuming you're in Gaia world. Look at the leaderboard. Try to memorize what houses are dangerous and hostile. Try to memorize certain names. If you feel the slightest that you're in danger, I would just log. Personally, it's not worth risking stuff like that. But yeah, it's very hard to stay safe in the game if you don't have a house. What is the worst base, super, ultra, and uber? Worst base class, probably dagger. Worst super, probably monk. Yeah. No, not monk. It's either monk or sigil. Worst ultra, probably illusionist or dragon sage. And the worst uber, the worst uber right now, I mean, all the ubers are pretty good, but right now it's probably maybe sigil knight. Might be sigil knight. They're all very strong, so it feels weird to call one of them weak, but probably sigil knight. Yeah. So, oh no, sigil or dragon rider, probably one of those two. Seen some of the Haru members have been kicked. Why is that? Okay. I will tell you now, not everyone that you stated on that has been kicked from Haru, and actually no one on that list has gotten kicked from Haru. They either left on their own. I'll tell you, one person in there left on their own. Everyone else in there is still in Haru. Will I ever make a race tier list? Probably not. It's just too it's not controversial enough, really. Like, everyone knows what the best races are. But people have like a lot of different opinions on classes. That's why I made a class tier list. My least favorite class, if you're talking about like fighting against it, I hate fighting against Onis. I hate it, and I also hate I hate fighting Onis. If you're talking about my class, I just think is lame or whatever. I think illusionist is really lame. Actually no, I think illusionist is pretty cool. I like the idea of like giving trauma. Alright, sorry about that. But least favorite class, in my opinion, the lamest class right now. Out of the Ubers, it's probably Sigil Knight. It's just so lame looking. Same for Dragon Sage. I don't like how Dragon Sage is. It's a good class. I think it's just, I mean, you have classes that are looking so badass, and I think Dragon's Age just doesn't live up to that. What do I think the best support class? Oh, okay, so like subclass. Probably Chef, especially since they said this would happen eventually, but they're supposedly going to be able to make food for vampires, and that's pretty good. How does one get good at combat? I suggest finding a sparring partner or people you can just regularly fight against. And you need to make sure these are people you struggle to fight against that are good at the game, or they're around your skill level, or they play a class that you have trouble fighting against. And I suggest just practicing in private servers and ask other people that you fight what you're doing wrong. Huh? Yes, I ate the meatballs also. Is it possible to join Haru, ranked 129, max Uber D Sage? As I said, you need to get personally invited. It's just a issue. We don't want to have too many people in the house. Are you not yet bored of D Sage even after all this time? I've gotten bored of it sometimes, but you know, I don't know. I like the playstyle. I like the fast playstyle it has with all the mobility. So yeah, I'd say I like it, and I like the fist combat. How does it feel to be a walking meme and to be known as Roy Haru? It's definitely weird when I join Discord servers and people are like, "Oh my gosh, it's Roy." I'm like, that. I guess it's cool to be recognized like that, but I don't know. It has its ups and downs definitely, but I'd say for the most part, it's pretty cool to know that people actually like know who I am and stuff like that. How do you get into Castle Rock without glitching? Kill the lava serpent. What do you do about a guy like... It's fine if he asks a lot of questions. When you did the return video, what was the OST when it showed your fights? I will say what the name is right here. Best class to go if solo. If you're solo, the best class to go. Probably Spy. Yeah, Spy's pretty easy to get. Who do you think, personally, is the most skilled Haru player and why? I think Haru has a lot of skilled players. I can't really state that, especially when there's so many different classes, but I think everyone in Haru is pretty good. Do you like the new world better than the old world? If so, why? I mean, there's certain things about the new world I like and certain things I don't like, so I can't really say I like it more, because there are some things I think are pretty cool. But overall, no, I don't think I like the new world more. How did I die in Crypt with GK? Okay, so I was holding, so I went in Crypt after he was already in there by himself. I thought he killed everyone, or all the Shriekers, so I just went in there. And a bunch of Shriekers came after me out of nowhere, and like the idiot I am, I just held F instead of trying to Q dash away, and I died. Was your name Itagaki inspired by Itadaki Seikai? No, it was I was in a voice call with people, and I was just trying to figure out a new name for my character because I didn't like my current one, and I really like Japanese names. I think they sound cool, so I looked up some Japanese names, and I just kind of changed the Japanese name up that I found. I don't remember exactly what the name was, but I kind of like combined some, and I got Itagaki. How does someone actually counter an awakened distant? Well, you can either try to use moves that eat up their dodges insanely fast, like moves that hit multiple times, or you can just try to run away pretty much until the awakening ends, because it lasts like 25 seconds, I think. What do you think ruins the game the most? I think the most game-ruining stuff probably is... the new area, the new wipe system. I don't like it. I get it, they tried to make it. I know it's supposed to be challenging and stuff, but there is no way to lower your wipe percentage without doing conquest, and no one queues up for conquest. They need to add more ways, especially for solo players. I have tons of ideas that I'm trying to think of. I'm trying to think of ways to lower wipe percentage without being able to boost it, but it's very hard to come up with that. So I'm trying my best to figure out some ways to fix stuff like that. Are you ever going to go for another class in D-Stage? If so, what class? Yes, I actually have a Dizen Dark Sigil in the works right now. What do I think the easiest Uber to get is? Probably Sigil Knight, Dragon Rider. Dragon Rider is definitely the easiest. Will I do an Uber D-Stage full showcase? I was going to, but Infernatsu already uploaded one, so if you want to watch one, I would just watch his. What do you think about the current state of the game? I don't think it's in a bad spot. I I think I think the game's fine as it is. They just need to do a few tweaks here and there, and add more stuff. But yeah, I think the game's in a good spot. It's gaining players. We're getting more updates like pretty frequently. We're getting balances done. I think it's in a good spot now. Best farming methods. If you're talking about silver, the best farming methods for silver in Gaia is definitely Castle Rock or the Dragon Pit. Or yeah, just anywhere in Tundra. If you farm near Anabris or whatever his name is, the Biswalker trainer, pick up all the snowstorms there. That's really good. I want to get better at fighting. What's the best way to do that? Practicing in private servers. If you're a Caesar, then I beat your Jotaro. Are you planning on making your own house? I know Haru sounds cool. No, I never wanted to be a lord of a house. I like being just in a house. I just like being surrounded by my friends. So yeah, I'll never leave Haru. I have too many friends inside of it to ever even consider that. If you could lightning drop one person from the highest peak in Rogue, who would it be? Myobi or Twerps. Definitely one of them too. Probably both if I could do it. Am I going to do solo progression? I don't know. Solo progression is just, I feel like there's a lot of other people that you should watch instead. Like, Nano's doing it. Rievolu? I don't remember how to pronounce it. He's doing it. His series is actually pretty cool. So yeah, if you want to watch solo progression, I would watch one of them too. There's other people I'm just forgetting about who else is solo progression, but yeah, definitely watch one of them. I'll put their channel links in the description. What are tips I have on playing solo? Again, I would watch one of them too, so you can actually see what they're doing. But I suggest playing the game in an incredibly safe way. Do not play in servers if you have the slightest chance of dying. But yeah, you just gotta play really safe. My favorite Uber, definitely Dark Sigil. I think it's dope. I think it looks super cool. Fits the class. All the moves fit really well. Super cool. What were your thoughts on Rogue when you started playing it? I loved it. I was in love with the game when I first saw it, and I tried to get in Wave 1 and stuff, but I didn't. So when it finally became paid access, I was super happy. I loved the game from the start. I was playing it non-stop. How long have I played Rogue? I've been in the Discord for a very long time. I think I was the 200th, around that, like 250-ish player to join the Discord. But yeah, I've been playing the game ever since it came out. Like when it became paid access. That's when I actually got to have my hands on the game, and I've been playing it since then. How hard was it to get to rank 1? I mean, the hardest part about ranking means nothing. Ranks mean nothing. You can be an incredibly good player and you're not even ranked. I mean, I think the rank system's really flawed, and there's no point to it anyways. It's just it was literally an indicator just to log on players and to let people know that you were in ultra class. But I don't know. It feels cool knowing I'm rank 1, but there's no real perks to it or anything, and just because I'm rank 1 doesn't mean I'm the best player. There's tons of other players that have beat me in 1v1s. Like, yeah, it doesn't mean much, but it's cool to have the title. How did I join Haru? I've been with them since the start, and I was pretty much the people that created it. I was with the group of people that made it. Do you think you'll ever use another class instead of D-Sage? Yes, I'm making a Dark Sigil Dizen Uber. Who are your favorite members in the community, and what is your opinion on the current Uber classes / update? Should they have released it now or later? I don't think it would have changed much depending on when they released it, but I do think it would have been cool if all the Ubers were out immediately. But I think it's fine that they released it when they did. Favorite members in the community? I mean, gosh, there's a ton. All the other Rogue YouTubers, I really like them. They're really nice and chill, and I've gotten to learn a lot about them the past few days. I mean, the community has a lot of great people. It's hard to name them all off the top of my head. How many PDs did you use on Roy Haru? A crap ton. I've used a ton. I die a lot more than what I make it look like. How was the Azale life? I didn't, when the Azale purge happened, I mean, it wasn't really a big issue, considering when you enter the Uber world, it doesn't matter how many lives you had. So, yeah. Would you revert update Uber back to Ultimate? No, I love Uber classes. I think they're awesome, but I do miss a lot of things from the, before the update. My favorite class, except D-Sage, Dark Sigil, definitely. Do you think Noble S is still out there hiding? I don't know what happened to them, but I have no clue. What house do you want to throw hands with the most? That's not Malk. I assume that's what you meant. I mean, I don't really have any beef with houses. I try to keep I try to not start up arguments like that, because it's just a game at the end of the day. I try to just have fun. But nah, yeah, I don't have any real beef with houses, so there's no house I'm really like out to get, or players for yeah. I'm not out, like, I'm not trying to kill specific players or houses, so yeah. Thoughts on different houses include Chadheim. I feel like that should be for a different video, but Chadheim, they're pretty chill from when I talk to them in their Discord. What is my favorite class? Dark Sigil Uber. How many PDs have you used? A lot. Godkiri, if you're asking my opinion on him, I love Godkiri. He's super nice. Really good with Oni. Will I do a top 5 best races video? I already said that, but I think races is just it's not controversial enough to make an actual list on it. How would you feel if you went to the Uber world and instantly got jumped by 20 Uber Necros? I would probably want to quit the game. What would you do if you were a moderator? If I was a moderator or the creator of Rogue? If I was the creator of Rogue, Rogue would not exist. If I was a moderator, I would try my best to restore people and get all the exploiters and stuff like that banned. I don't know. I try my best. What you think Uber Sekiro will be? I will include a GIF of what I hope it has. How Asian are you? I am half Asian. Why did you hire Scroom? Are there tryouts for Haru? There's been non-tryouts. If you hear about tryouts, or the previous tryouts we had in quotations, those were just for memes and just for the joke, just have fun. But yeah, at the moment there's no real way to get in without getting personally invited. But it might change in the future. I have no clue. How to do the Abyss Walker quest safely? Let's see. It's best probably to have someone with you. Actually, no. It's probably best to do it by yourself, but have someone protect you when you get back to Orsfall. But I suggest having Tundra Ranger so you can climb up the walls to avoid the Howlers. But yeah, that's my best bet on it. How does one join Haru? You get personally invited. Do you think Rogue Lineage will slowly die out in the future or keep its strong fan base or community? I don't see Rogue dying for a very long time. The community just loves the game way too much. I mean, a lot of people say, oh my gosh, the game's dying, and it's still sitting at a crap ton of players. The Discord is still active as ever. So yeah, I think the game's in a good spot. What is the best race in your opinion and why? Definitely Dizen. Dizen Dodges is amazing. How many hobos does it take to get to the center of your heart? I'm mad that I understand the joke. Best player for each race. Oh gosh, that is too hard to say. There's a lot of people, like if I had to name like the best Dizen, there's tons of good Dizens out there. Like I can't really say. Top 10 most powerful houses. I am not doing that, as I said earlier. Is Mei Haru still giving Castellan services? No, because her PC broke. If Roy Haru got wiped, could you do a series of you progressing? I might, maybe. If I did get wiped, I don't know, maybe. Any thoughts on what Uber Spy might be? The class doesn't focus on any attack strengths at all, and I'll be surprised if Spy Uber is a combatant type of class. Okay. I'm pretty sure that the Uber Spy is gonna get all the other 3 paths moves. That'd be pretty cool. And spies. It would be cool if they had some like ranged moves, because I feel like that's what a spy should do. I'm not sure. Spy's a weird class to think about, but I don't know. I like Spy. I hope it has a pretty cool Uber. What class you ever going if you wipe? I said earlier, probably either Deep Knight, Dark Sigil, or gosh, what was the other one? Oh, Faceless and Shinobi. Those are also really cool. What is your opinion? One of the kindest and most well put together houses in Rogue. Asacia. I love Asacia. Same for Muramasa. There's a ton. I can't name them all. I feel like a lot of people in the community do a really good job at building their houses up in a pretty controlled manner. Easiest ultra class to get, definitely Spy. My favorite Uber / Ultra. My favorite Uber is definitely Dark Sigil, and my favorite Ultra has got to be, I think my favorite Ultra is probably Oni. Why do you play Rogue and how did you find it? I think I found it. I don't remember if Sizod told me about it or if I'd seen a YouTube video of it. I think I saw a YouTube video of it in Wave 0, and I thought the game just looked sick. And I played the game because it's, I don't know, I have fun. What do you think about the current state of the game? I think it's in a good spot. As I said earlier, it's getting updates and balances. So yeah, I think it's fine. Do you think Dragon Sage needs a buff? Not Uber Dragon Sage. I mean, Uber Dragon Sage is in a good spot, but if they buffed the Ultra class, it would make the Uber better, which is the problem. But in my opinion, Uber Dragon Sage, like Dragon Sage is just a terribly built class in my opinion. I don't think there's a Dragon Sage will never be balanced. It's either going to be too strong or it's going to be too weak. The only issues with Dragon Sage is the damage. Like if the damage is too high, it's broken. If it's too low, it's terrible, and there's no in between. But I think it needs a buff for the Ultra. But I don't know how they would buff the Ultra without buffing the Uber. But yeah. When do we all get? I'm not reading that. The reason why you chose Dragon Sage. Have you ever been bored with Dragon Sage? And if you choose another class, which will you choose? Sorry for asking a lot. It's totally fine. I said I'm going Dark Sigil if I ever get wiped, and yeah, I've been bored of Dragon Sage at times. I still have fun with it. I like it. It's a pretty cool class. And the reason I chose it, I was in a voice call with Sizod, and I was trying to figure out what class to go in the game. And I didn't really know too much about the Ultra classes, like which Ultras existed and not. I was going to go Faceless one, but I didn't know if it existed at the time. And I wanted to go either in... I wanted to go in Orderly class, because I didn't like being chaotic. And I also did not like using like swords in the game. So I was like, I'll go Fist, I guess. And then I was going to decide, I was thinking of going Oni. But then Sizod sent me a gif of Lightning Drop, and I thought it looked sick. So I went Dragon Sage. All because of that one gif. Worst base, Super, and Ultra. I think I answered that. Would you say you need a strong house to get anywhere in the game? I'd say it helps a lot, but no, you don't. How did you progress and get Ultra on many accounts? I mean, I only got Ultra on one account. I have a Dark Sigil Dizen alt, but I've been letting a friend use it, and she's making it Uber as a gift for me, so thank you to her. But yeah, I've only got Ultra on one account, so I can't really say. But if you want to progress, I suggest sticking with a group of players that you know can help you out. Am I planning on doing a solo/duo progression series? I am not planning on doing one at the moment. As I said, there's other YouTubers that do it that'll probably do a much better job of it. Will you ever wipe your D-Sage? No, I'm never going to wipe my D-Sage. I'll try my best to keep Roy alive as long as possible. And, Dream Class, I already said Dark Sigil Uber. How do you kill the lava snake? Should I just gate it away? You can gate it away if you want, but that won't help your temperature. Just being near the lava serpent increases your temperature. I suggest learning its attack pattern, because it does kind of have a pattern so that you know when to block certain moves and all that. So yeah, learn its attack pattern. How does one formulate a proper mindset for raiding/counter raiding? I always apply the fighting game mindset, which is play to learn, not to improve. But is there anything specifically concrete I have to consider before and during a fight that might be beneficial or straight up detrimental for an outcome of a raid? Whew, that's a tough question. Um, I don't know. A lot of it just comes down to instinct. I don't think a lot about stuff like that when it's happening. I'm stuck in the heat of the moment, but whew, I suggest practicing situations. What I did with my house, we would sometimes hold practice wars in certain areas so that we could figure out what we would do if we actually got into those situations. And also, of course, doing that helps build teamwork and chemistry between you guys, which just makes the game more fun. I feel like I didn't answer that question well enough, but that's all I can say about that right now. I could probably give a better answer, but that would take too much time. Um, Easily typical. Do you think that the rogue YouTube community induced the current meta? If so, do you have any ideas on how to, okay, to remove the problem? I don't think there's ever gonna be a true way to stop it, but I don't think rogue YouTubers started the meta. I think they just helped to popularize it. But I don't think there's gonna be any way to stop stuff like that. At least in the Uber world, there isn't any true meta, I guess, besides going Oni. But like, it's things are bound to get balanced at some point. So I think that like Spider Cloak, D-Sage meta and all that stuff, I think it's fixed now. It's not a really big issue. Like, that's not gonna happen in the new world. Do you think you can defeat Lord Ahab Suleiman? Well, now his name is Ahab Haru, but I don't know. He's a really good player. I haven't fought him, but who knows? Maybe one day I will fight him in a private server. But yeah, he's really good. All right, Cizod, what do you think of the new wipe system? Any ideas for ways to get your percentage down, like maybe paying insight? Yeah, I don't like the new wipe system. I think RNG is retarded. Especially when you're considering that you can remove a character that people have spent hundreds of hours on just to get wiped by RNG. But I like the old I like the old system of lives, how it worked in Gaia with Phoenix Downs. If only I mean, they probably could have converted it here and just made Phoenix Downs harder to get or stuff like that. But yeah, I think the new considering the only way to lower your wipe percentage now is Conquest, which nobody does, they definitely need to add more ways, especially since there's a lot of solo players. There's not a lot of solo players, but you know, people can't always have their house with them for Conquest or stuff like that. And Conquest is, or the people that have done Conquest have pretty much overtaken it, so it's like you most likely will not be able to beat them. I think the system was just flawed from the start. But yeah, it'd be cool if we could get a way to pay insight to lower wipe percentages, especially since they've been making insight harder to get because they've made golems harder and streakers harder. So yeah, I think they need to add more ways, like maybe killing a specific amount of Ubers or Ultras helps lower it, or you can pay insight to lower it. But yeah, they need to add more ways. My first ever base class, super class, and ultra. My first base class in super was actually assassin, and I went, or I guess yeah, assassin, and I went that way back, and then I didn't like it, so I wiped, and I decided to go Dragon Sage, and that's when Roy was made. If Roy gets what I've already said, Dark Sigil are guides used like punching. Assume you meant to say punching bags, but I mean, I don't know. I don't need weapon EXP or any of that, so I mean, nah, not really. Do you think it was a good idea for devs to release Update Ultimate with classes being either unfinished or unbalanced? I don't think it's a big issue, but it definitely would have made a way better impression on a lot of people if things got to, you know, be tested out and stuff like that. I think they should give testers an actual reason to have their tester role and let them test things out in, like, you know, a specific, I don't know, give them a place where they can test out the new stuff before it gets released to the public, so they can actually see what needs to be balanced and all that. What made you go Dragon Sage? A gift that Cizod sent me of Lightning Drop. What game will you play once Rogue Lineage dies? I have no clue. I'm a sucker for games by Snake Roll and his group of friends, and I don't know. I'm gonna stay in this community because I like the games and I like the community. Do you think Update Ultimate was rushed? If so, why? I don't think it was rushed, but I do think there were things that should have been done before it was released. They weren't pressured. I mean, I doubt they know what they're doing. They weren't pressured to release it on a specific date. But I do think that I think they just, if you're working on a big project that you put a lot of time into that you love, I think most people would want to get their project out as soon as they can. But yeah, I think it's fine. What was the house that was hardest to wipe? I'm not answering that. Too much controversy. Um, what is your opinion on the current mods, devs, the owner of Rogue? Do you think the mods are doing a good job, yourself included? Considering I'm not a mod, I can't really say, but I try to do my best in the community and do my part and help others. Obviously I had that huge situation that happened, but I didn't intend for it to happen like that at all. I've talked to the people about it, so everything about that's cleared up. But I think the mods and I think the devs definitely are doing a great job on the game. I just wish that balances would come sooner than what they come at right now. But it's good to see that balances do come every day, pretty much. And the current mods, there's a ton of great mods and there's a ton of bad mods. I think instead of adding more mods, someone commented on my video. They said this. I forget who it was, but thank you to them. This is a great suggestion, actually. The problem isn't not having enough moderators. It's not having the amount of moderators they have are not committed enough. They don't need more mods. They just need to make sure that the current mods are committed. So yeah, I thought that was just a great suggestion. How disappointed am I with the moderation team? I'm not. I mean, I haven't got. Luckily, I have some mods that are or friends that are mods. So if I need to get restored, it's pretty quick. But I do know a lot of people don't get their stuff restored when they should, and I know a lot of moderators have sort of different opinions on what's restorable or not, and I think that's a problem. But I don't know. I think it's needs some fixing, but yeah, they're trying their best. What is the definition of an OP class, and why are certain classes stronger than others? What is something important classes need to be good? Obviously, classes need to be able to dish out damage, but having mobility is a amazing thing. Mobility makes you strong in this game. I'd say the definition of an OP class is something that has high mobility with high damage. I think that's just very good. Especially if this is a big issue for me. There's a lot of things in this game that you can't get punished for, like if I blocked lightning elbow, that if someone blocked lightning elbow, they should be able to punish me. If you block the lightning charge for sigils, you should be able to punish them. But there's not a system like that in the game. So yeah. I do love the fact that people stood up for my ban, but I don't like how there are some people saying a lot of mean things to specific people that shouldn't have been said. But yeah, I'm thankful that I have people who have my back like this. A man who played a game for a full-on year. Not a lot of people can say that. What do you have to say about it? I have not played the game for a full-on year, but there are people who have been playing this game for a very long time, and I must say, good on them for staying committed to this game. Did I leave Haru? No. Are Ubers busted? All the Ubers are very strong. They can easily take on a bunch of ultras, but I would not say they're busted. I think some are busted, but balances will come eventually. Favorite game? My favorite game is Rogue Lineage right now. It's all I've been playing. Yes, I remember Fungzi. How old am I? I've told this to some people, but I don't think that's something I should make public. But I've told my friends on Discord. What do you think they should add in K? PvE would be awesome. More PvE, like bosses and stuff like that. Raid bosses, dungeons. And also more ways to lower wipe percentage. Yeah, that's what I want. Also more stuff with lore. We still don't have too much lore going on. But yeah, and also more to do with the NPCs in the game. Like in villages, like more to do with them. Will you notice me? Well, I read your message, so I guess that counts. What class would you be? Dark Sigil, I said. What do I think about Update Ultimate? I like Update Ultimate, except there are some things I don't like. As I said, I don't like the new wipe system, but I'm sure things will get fixed in the future. Why did I join Harus? I started up Haru with some other friends. Like, Haru started out as a group DM chat of like 4 people, and it grew into a maxed DM chat of 10, and we made a Discord eventually. The Discord's very small, but I started it up with my friends because I like playing the game with them, so it was fun. Is Conquest worth it? No, Conquest is not worth it. It's not even really possible to get queued up. Can I have the Roy Haruchi? I mean, no one lives in Orsfall anymore to take it, so go for it. Top 15 houses. There are too many houses, and that'd be too controversial. Will I ever leave Haru? I will not. Have I heard of? Yes, I DM'd someone in that chat before, and I tried to ask her how to pronounce the house name, and she didn't know. But yeah, I know that house. If you get wiped, Dark Sigil, I already said. Good time to hit the dash if you know you can't win the 1v1, or if you know whoever you're fighting has other people that will help him while you're fighting. Best way to farm Howler Fangs, use Viribus. Caesar, yes, Caesar is my favorite JoJo character. I'm only on part 3, like Egypt part. I'm almost done with it, but so far, yeah, I loved Caesar. What's the current meta and how can you counter it? The current meta is obviously Oni, Uber, and Necro Uber. Necro Uber is in a good spot, I'd say, but Oni Uber is retarded. I mean, you can't even counter it really. Is you to like Harvard the? Yes, Spooky, you are the best Abyss dancer. When did I start playing Rogue? I started playing the game the second it came out for the public as paid access. Can't really answer that. How could you meet me without being smited by me? I mean, most of the times I try to not be hostile to people in game, but I'd say the best way is just message me on Discord or drop a private server code. So yeah, I do not consider myself the best Rogue player. I'm just a popular player. I'm nowhere near the best. There's one way to reduce number of exploits. What would it be? I have no clue. I'm not able to make stuff like anti-exploits, so I don't know much about that. Yeah, no clue. When first hearing about ultras and of the such, which ultras did you think of being? I really considered Oni. I was really close to becoming an Oni. Same for Faceless. Shinobi, Uber, Faceless, Uber. How strong do you think they're gonna be, and what ability do you think they should have? I think every Uber is gonna be strong. Every Uber in the game already is very strong, but let's see. That would be cool if Faceless had some like a lot of stealth abilities, and Shinobi had like I don't know. There's tons of animes that they can get inspired from for stuff like that, and I'm sure the devs have tons of stuff in mind for those classes, so I'm sure it'll be good. Tip to get EXP fast. If you're talking about weapon EXP, I suggest just farming it on an alt. That's the fastest way. Solo progression, I don't have any plans to do that series. I know a lot of people wanted it, but there's other channels that deserve the views on that way more than I do. So yeah. Your first ultra class, it was Dragon's Age. It was Roy. How was your overall journey? Starting from, it's been fun. I've had a lot of things happen with my character, but it's been fun. Class tier list. I already did a class tier list, but that's a cool idea. Build builds let me think. Like Diz and Oni. Like I see what you mean. Like Diz and Oni. That's a very good build. I see you're trying to ask a tier list about like builds to go with certain classes and all that. Maybe in the future. Opinion on Dragon's Age Uber. Also your opinion on the hardest Uber to obtain. Hardest Uber to obtain. Ooh, Dark Sigil Uber. But I've heard that people have mapped out the maze, so I don't know anymore about that. And Dragon's Age Uber, it's in a pretty good spot right now. At least I think, but a lot of people think it should get nerfs. Steel Sword, I have no clue. Scholar Boon is a when people refer to that, it's a boost to the percentage needed to cast a spell. So say Sakita is like 50% to cast. More Scholar Boon will give you a larger margin of larger margin to cast the spell correctly. Could you do some conquest videos? I am trying. I can't get any can't get queued up though. More ganking videos. It's hard to do that in this world, considering you can't join specific servers efficiently, but I will try in the future. Best Uber besides Necro, I think Oni Uber is the best Uber, even including Necro. Is there a Uber Illusionist is not out yet, but I'm sure once it is, I will try to get a video out, unless someone already gets it out. Haru best. Yes, Zaitis, Haru is the best house. Um, what are your thoughts on the par boosting VRTubers conflict? That sounds like a video for another day. I don't feel like I should comment on that because it'll just start up unnecessary drama, but I don't think the situation was as big as what it was made out to be. But it's not my place to talk on that. Thoughts on House Kamishiro? I've talked to a few of them and they're pretty nice. I have no clue when or if I'll even do a solo progression. How do I get an ultra class fast? Whew, stick with a house. Stick with a group of players that can help you progress. Ask if they have alt accounts, considering alt accounts is by far the quickest way to get to ultras. So, yeah. Alright, yeah, that was every question. I mean, this is definitely a long video. But if you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. Alright, see ya.